Do not represent Broadcast Management Services, Inc., KCAA Management, or personnel.
Welcome to I'm Mad as Hell with Lloyd Brock and Greg Simpson. Now, if you want to share your anger, this is the station, KCAA, every Saturday. If you're mad as hell at the government, politicians, IRS, your bank, a car dealer, or the court system, let us know. You may want to be one of our in-studio guests, or just call in and vent that anger. 1-888-909-1050 or 909-888-5222 locally. We may not be able to resolve your individual problems, but we will give you a forum to share your anger with our listeners. Now, here's Lloyd and Greg.
We ain't gonna take it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Once again.
Are you mad about something?
Oh, gee.
Have you woke up mad this Saturday?
I didn't wake up mad. I just looked at the newspapers and I said, or watched the news.
Yes.
And said, oh, what's going on now?
Yes.
How is this this governor of ours in the state of California trying to screw things up again?
There ain't no governor in California.
Well, I mean, he's lame duck, but Mr. Brown.
King duck.
Come on, Mr. Brown. He's done it again. Here.
What did he do here?
California wants to become the first state to offer free health care to illegal immigrants.
They already do. What's new?
Well, no.
And better health care.
Not legally.
Yeah, not legally.
They want to do it legally, and it says
okay.
The plan would cost California an estimated $3 billion. California lawmakers are poised to make the state the first in the nation to extend Medicaid benefits to adult undocumented immigrants at a cost of more than $3 billion per year to California taxpayers. Now, this is on top of the $25 billion the state already has to pay for these illegal immigrants.
And
$25 billion, that's the estimated cost.
That's ridiculous.
And then you add another $3 billion. No wonder people are leaving in record number.
Yeah, I left.
They're
because
leaving
of
the
this.
state of
I
California.
left because of this.
At least 100,000 a year are, hey, I'm out of here.
Yeah. And I love California. I mean, California has some great climate, some great people, some great things.
Did you see
But they have
taxes?
lousy leadership.
Did you see the gas tax today?
Yeah, I didn't see it, but,
It's almost approaching $4 in L.A. Here, I just passed the station. It was, what was it, $3.73?
We're up to
$3.73.
$3.20 in Arizona just because of the trickle effect or whatever the heck it is.
Trickle down, yeah.
Yeah, something, but $3.20 is what they're paying at the border, $3.19.
But according to Politico, the proposal for this new health care benefit would greatly expand the existing program that grants Medicaid benefits to children of illegal immigrants. We're already doing that.
Yeah,
and
California have a welfare thing.
Governor Jerry Brown has been particularly proud of this program, largely because it is a direct attack against President Donald Trump, who wants stricter, more looser curb on immigration and more attention paid to how immigrants end up costing taxpayers billions and billions of dollars.
Where's the American thing in here, and where's the legal immigrant in here? You know that? What's wrong with legal?
If you went to Mexico with your kids and you stayed there, you couldn't do the things you're doing here in the United States.
No.
I've got relatives who went over there on jobs. One of them stayed for 4 years. Every year he filled out reams of paperwork for the kids to go to school, for for everything, for them to stay there. They got no benefits from the country, but they spent their money there, which was a benefit to Mexico.
Sure.
And yet they got the strictest immigration policy of almost any country in the world, and yet they can't honor
us.
What we've
They
got.
can't come in legally. And here's the deal, I hear people crying, well, you separate families when you deport the illegal dad or mom or the illegal parents, and you break up families. Well, you know what? When somebody gets caught stealing or doing some type of
Illegal
crime,
activity,
illegal activity is the key. They go to jail and their family's separated. I don't hear anybody crying for them.
No, but it's not.
It's the same.
They shouldn't have been here in the first place, and that's breaking the law.
That's right.
So
And now you want to give them an extra $25 billion to get to
this
be
state should
treated
just
better.
cut itself off from the rest of the United States and say it's part of Mexico.
Is it worth the
Period.
votes? Is that what they're getting? That's the only thing I can see.
I don't know.
Votes?
Evidently,
Yeah.
it just doesn't make any sense.
No, it doesn't, and it does make you mad as hell.
But hey, if you don't like what we've said on this program, then you can call.
Yeah, you
and,
call and
the
say what
local
you
number is 909-792-5222.
And the long distance number is 888-909-1050.
1050, yeah.
1050, just like the station.
Yeah, 909-1050.
Well, I'm mad as hell. I'm going to go with mine right now, a little one.
Well, go ahead.
Well, it's not a little one.
Yeah.
Imagine having these parents. A father, his name is Jonathan Allen, and mom, her name is Rogers is his last name. Can't remember the first name.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, they got arrested for abusing their kids.
Oh, there were 10 of them, wasn't there?
Yeah, Ina Rogers is her name.
Yeah.
There's 10 kids, and they abused them. Let me list some of the abuses listed to the dad. He punched his kids, strangled them, bit them, shot them with BB guns, hit them with sticks and bats, subjected to waterboarding, and splashed with scalding water, according to court documents. As a result of this abuse, the children bore scars and suffered other injuries, including broken bones, according to police. So this guy here, they're going to give him some more charges and do some other...
Oh, yeah, he supposedly assaulted some of these kids, too, I think.
Right, and he assaulted them, probably sexually as well as other ways.
Well, some of those were his kids, some weren't.
Yeah, that's right. Some were, some weren't.
Yeah.
Anyway, he's dressed up here. He's got a tattoo under his eye. I'm sure it signifies some type of a criminal he is, or people he's injured. Or
He looked
hurt
like
or
a
killed.
sleaze bag from the word
He really
go.
does.
I mean,
He
just-
looks pretty pathetic.
But,
and-
how in the world they supposedly were homeschooled.
Yeah, homeschooled.
And I don't know how that happened because neither one of them looked qualified to teach these kids.
No, they.
So they're supposed to take them to a qualified area where they can be homeschooled at somebody's house. And there's nobody monitoring the system. Really,
you
that's
say
what
human
deal-
beings. Well, this is inhuman beings. I mean, these guys did some atrocious acts.
Somebody take
on
this
their
guy
own
out,
children.
and they should take him in a private room and
Yeah.
torture him.
Yeah, they should.
Scald him with hot boiling water.
Waterboard him. Of course, the government would take exception to that.
Everything that we do, they would
Yeah.
take exception to it. But I mean, I think we should do something.
Yeah, this should be a. Well, anyway, this goes on and on and on. This ain't just here. It's a lot of places, and a lot of them go unnoticed and unprosecuted until they're dead. We find a body or find a
Or unreported.
unreported. Yeah, it never does get reported. And
That's
it's
the
terrible.
problem, though. They got to be monitored.
Sure.
And nobody goes out and sees the families
Yeah.
of these kids. And, they say, oh, we don't have the personnel or we don't have the money. There's always money for something
always.
else,
But it's a bad job. I had a friend that just got out of it after getting in it real quick, and he was addressing a certain segment of this type of people that were less
Abused.
represented, but definitely abused. And he was threatened with his life was threatened right away by one of the people that were being abused, and he got a real eye opener. Even though he's effective in his counseling and stuff, he couldn't do it because of the threats to his well-being. And he was
By the parents?
by the kids themselves and the abuse.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. And it was so terrible that he had to change his career. This man is a wonderful human being, but he's small, very small in stature, and has some physical handicaps that wouldn't make him,
Oh,
tough.
yeah.
And so they abused him, and he had to get out within 6 months. And,
Oh, geez.
so there maybe that's part of the answer. They're afraid of him.
We got a break for a commercial, but we'll be right back. Right back.
Right back.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're not gonna take it. Hell, we ain't gonna take it. Oh, we're not gonna take it anymore.
We all know that solar energy saves you money, but which company really has your best interest in mind? Some people buy solar and find out later the system installed ended up being undersized in the number of panels, or there are some other issues with the installation. Do you have solar questions? Then call Solar Energy Solutions, UKIPA, 909-570-1197. Solar Energy Solutions gives you all the information you need to make a comfortable decision about your very important solar power purchase without pressuring you. For the best quality solar panels and the best installation, call Solar Energy Solutions now for your honest answers. They do care. Solar Energy Solutions, 909-570-1197. They're straight shooters serving the entire Inland Empire. Solar Energy Solutions, 909-570-1197.
Thanks for waiting. Lloyd and Greg are back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back.
Hey, that Solar Energy Solutions also covers Blythe, California.
Yeah, Blythe, California,
You know,
my
got-
neck of the woods.
Yeah, you're in Arizona across the river, but they've
in
offered
Blythe.
to go over there too.
Right. Speaking of Blythe, we have a lady in Blythe, Sue Seitz. She's the one that handles all the internet, all the anything wireless, so that you can hear our show there. All of you
really?
guys, go in and say Sue Seitz and say that you heard it on the air. She's at 200 West Hobson Way, which is the local big street. Her phone number.
Yeah, I know where that is.
Everybody, I think, knows where Hobson is. She's right
Yeah.
on the corner in a 100-year-old building. The phone number is 760-921-9156. She's a terrific lady. She fixed my wife's iPad for about half the price it would have been, and did a wonderful job. And just go see her, and maybe you can hear our show more. Go ahead with yours. And get solar.
And solar solutions, solar energy solutions with they'll go all over. I had them in my house, and then as I say, he'll answer any of your questions. And now that it's going to be mandated in California in 2020 that every new house must have solar, so it's coming to almost every home. Eventually, if you don't have it, you better have it.
They're going to have
because
illegals
it's
in
gonna-
H1 too, or just the solar?
No, just that.
Just the solar, okay.
But remember, if you call Solar Energy Solutions and they install solar panels in your house, he'll give you $500.
Wow.
There's no money down on anything, on a purchase or a lease. There's no money down. He'll install them, and they'll arrange to put them in your house, and you'll save at least 50%.
So they get 50% off on their electric. They get
Yeah,
a
and then they get
$500
cash.
spending bonus.
Cash. Yeah,
Wow,
bonus.
guys, come on!
Yeah, you can't
And
beat it.
Blythe
It's,
is hot right now. Get this done, and you'll save half
and you
of that.
can go to the website. It's
Yeah, what
Seth, S-E-T-H, at solarenergysolutions.us. That's Seth at solarenergysolutions.us.
They have a phone number.
909-553-0517.
And he's a good guy. He was on our show a couple weeks ago, and he's really a nice guy, and he cares about everybody on their energy and
And
beyond.
he'll beat any price out there. I mean, whatever you get.
and
a
he won't
quote.
oversell you. He won't sell
No.
you something that won't fit 10 years from now. So
Great guarantee on your panels and everything
sure.
else.
I mean,
so
it's
don't
he's got a
have
good
any
program.
problems.
It's really good. So,
Now, what else are you mad as hell about?
well, there's so much. Miss Clinton does it again, I guess, or at least the Clintons. It looks like this Haitian gentleman who.
He was going to testify.
He
about their scandal over there
foundation
in Haiti.
Yeah, in Haiti, and he exposed it. You know, he exposed the deal to all
the millions of dollars that went there.
Millions.
That they drained off of that Haitian
right.
deal.
And he
that
was
they
going to
supposedly
testify. I guess he was getting ready to testify against him, and like so mysteriously happened so many times with this group, he committed suicide.
Oh, how many does that make?
Oh, at least 60. I've counted. At least 60. It was 50-something at election. So.
I wouldn't want to be a friend or even an associate of the
No,
Clintons.
I wouldn't either. I wouldn't like to.
Because you wind up committing suicide with 7 bullets in your back.
And you're on top of your rung. You know, you've made millions. You got your family all happy, and then you kill yourself. Yeah, something doesn't make sense.
Sure.
You know?
It really does. He was this next week. He was supposed to appear in court, wasn't he?
Yeah. He said his life was in danger. Now, why would somebody going to kill himself be worried about his life being in danger?
He was going to do it himself.
Yeah, exactly. You know, he'd want somebody to think it was a homicide. So
if they don't investigate this, and something's wrong.
Oh, yeah, they better. But, you know, they investigate it, and then you get somebody like, what was that guy's name? Comey or some of their Comeys?
Yeah.
Whatever, and guess what?
Under the rug.
Under the rug. Maybe they should start.
Hey, guess what?
What? Guess what?
What's happening in L.A.? It's that's where it all starts anyway.
Yes, it does. You're right. Kind of is.
I'm not mad as hell. I'm mad as hell that I didn't have a piece of this.
No, you didn't have a piece of that pie.
No,
huh?
pot parties starting. They grow in popularity as stigma surrounding marijuana fades in California.
I used to hear about pot parties when I was a kid.
Well, these are legal pot parties.
Oh, okay.
You were talking about illegal pot
What?
parties. Now, this is West Hollywood, California. This was reported on CBS News. Said now that marijuana is legal in California, a growing number of women are trying it out for the first time. What do you know?
Wouldn't you know?
Many of them are doing it
Maybe they're
together,
telling about it.
together in the safety and the comfort of their own homes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Instead of Tupperware, now it's marijuana-ware.
Can you imagine what it looks like? All these edibles laying around and the
Well, you know.
bongs and whatever they call them today.
Oh, here's Anita Boras.
Uh-huh.
Is one of the several women who gathered at a home in West Hollywood for a pot party. And there's plenty of food.
I guess they'd have to. A lot
I'd
of
expect
chocolate.
plenty of marijuana, too. But at any rate, they have, where in the heck was that story? Here it is.
There it is.
Yeah. You feel safe in the environment with other women talking about their experiences, the different strains that you should use for what ails you and what doesn't.
Do they have an expert come in and help?
Oh,
them with
yeah,
this,
yeah.
or
Well,
what?
this woman is well trained.
Well trained.
It said
okay.
many of the products do not contain THC.
Yeah, that's the stuff that doesn't make you high. It just makes you whatever it makes you.
No, it doesn't contain THC. It's what makes you high.
Yeah, okay.
So rather, they contain a non-psychoactive element of marijuana called CBD.
Oh, okay.
And that's used to alleviate pain and induce calm.
Oh, okay.
Calm, very, very calm. That's
Very calm, huh?
It's,
They laugh a lot and eat a lot
yeah,
of
well,
chocolate.
and you hum.
Yeah, and they hum.
You go hum.
Okay, yeah.
It's mostly about health benefits, said marijuana expert Natalie Walker. Getting high is just an additional bonus if you want to.
If you want
You don't have to get high.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Pot parties are becoming increasingly popular in Southern California.
Okay.
And you know what? They earn 20%.
Wow.
Hey, that's not bad.
That isn't bad, you know.
Everybody everybody out there that has been selling Tupperware and all these others, Cutco and all the
All
rest
that,
of
yeah.
these parties are going to say, hey, I'm going to drop that.
Yeah.
I'm going to have fun.
Yeah, and Paco doesn't even have to bring this in. They can grow it here now.
Yeah, that's true.
How
No, but
about
it's
that?
really going to become probably go nationwide.
Oh, it's going to go, way over. How
yeah.
far over, I don't know.
I don't
And
know.
then what
Ken,
happens, prohibition?
Maybe we should start
And then
know,
what
Ken,
happens, prohibition?
Maybe we should start.
Yeah, why don't
one
we
of
do
those
the
parties,
same thing?
huh?
Huh? Let's
Yeah,
have
if you're interested.
a senior pot party.
Yeah. Well, they're actually having them senior
I bet.
citizens centers.
I bet. And they'll probably put a couple slots in there and have a poker table or two. And,
Yeah, I guess
you
if
know, might as well cream the crop. Might as well
And
get
if you
it
wanted
all.
more information, you can go to the internet.
Right,
It's
go to
all
the
over
internet.
there, you know. Google it.
Google it or call us up here and tell us what you do.
And if you're too high to Google it, ask somebody to do it for you.
Right, or smoke less with THC and more with the TBD or whatever.
Giggle your way through it.
Yeah, Google or giggle.
Yeah. Hey, I would
Either
have
way.
mentioned. Oh, I forgot to
Oh,
mention.
yeah, you got to
that-
mention this. Come on.
Yeah, over in Riverside, California, there's a new place out there called the Cadillac District.
Wow.
It sounds really.
It
nice,
does. It
doesn't
sounds big. It sounds black.
Yeah,
it
but
sounds...
actually, it's for antiques and collectibles.
Okay.
I went in there
I
and I
should have
saw
known
some
that.
really great stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Artwork and furniture and things like that.
Sure.
And it's right there on Market Street, 4344 Market.
Yeah, right by the Mission
So
Inn.
they're
isn't
right
that?
in Riverside. No, it's further down.
Further down from the Mission
Yeah,
Inn.
but
Okay.
it's called the Cadillac District. You got to go there and
Okay.
check things out.
All right.
Yeah. At any rate, I told her I'd mention that.
Well, that's good.
You know, a hiss is just a hiss, not a cure, the
Yeah.
state board says.
What's that?
The state board of California says a hiss is just a hiss.
Oh, okay.
Well, I had a snake that would hiss, and
yeah.
it wasn't exactly friendly.
No, it was unfriendly, wasn't it?
Yeah,
Wasn't
but-
in your toilet, though, coming up the plumbing. They had that in Arizona not too long ago.
But there's a medical group that threatens to revoke the license of a doctor who said sound waves can treat many ailments. And I mean, he says everything from diarrhea and anxiety, labor
I heard a lot of
pains,
hissing. I might get diarrhea. Come on.
malaria,
Malaria?
even pet infections.
Oh, my goodness.
And this guy is Harvard trainer. No, he went to, where did he go? He went to a major medical school.
Wow.
Dr. William Edwin Gray III is a homeopathic doctor who practices in the Bay Area here in California.
Homo or psychopath?
No,
Homeopathic, okay.
Homeopathic.
I heard it right.
Sells these so-called e-remedies for $5 on his website. And
Oh, boy.
each recording is 13 seconds long and consists of a G-ray described as a hissing sound.
Hey, you know, if they had you on there, Lloyd, with all the command of voices and,
Well,
and
I
noises, you could take and cut it in half.
No,
and
I can
help these folks.
I can hiss with the best of them.
Yeah, you can hiss and
Yeah,
you
well,
can make
yeah.
noises like movie stars and singers and
Well, at 36 out of 37 people were cured of their
Oh,
malaria
baloney.
symptoms
That's making me mad as you read.
within 3 to 4 hours with just a few doses, said Gary.
Are they getting
he's-
migraines?
He's 75 years old, by the way.
Okay.
And he said that in an interview, it works really well in practice, and I'm still trying to develop investors.
Oh, yeah, there's the kick, isn't it? He's developing
You want to
investment.
invest in the hiss?
No.
Well, and, you know.
You want to do some voiceovers? I'll invest in that. I won't invest in somebody hissing.
Anyway, the board said it doesn't work. But a lot of people still believe it does.
Well, if they believe it does, and it does, then what the heck? Who's to say?
And 5-page accusation against Gary
I'm not
Gray
gonna give away my
alleging
money.
gross negligence and threatening to take away his medical license for selling the recordings.
Probably.
But he's going to continue doing this. So.
Well, I don't think it's illegal. Is it
Well,
illegal?
no.
I mean, people
Homo-
buy
homo-
it, and
Homeopathic medicine
homeopathic
is
is
not.
kind of different
illegal, but-
anyway, isn't it?
No, but I've never heard of, basically,
Sound.
hissing.
Hissing sound.
Well, buy a snake.
Yeah, buy a snake. There you go.
See if it makes a difference.
Sure. And
If you get too close, it'll
you
kill
get
you.
a lot of hissers, different hissers. A little hisser.
Okay, we got to
Wait.
take a station break, and we'll be right back.
Okay, let's take a station break.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, K292 FQ Riverside, and K293 CF Moreno Valley.
Aha.
Where are you going with this?
We're back. We never left, did we?
No.
I don't know why they always say that. Say we're back.
And
We
then
never
fool
left.
Us, then fool us, and we
Yeah,
didn't
but
leave
it
at all.
is-
We're still here.
You know, and yesterday's L.A. Times. Yeah, it was Friday,
What do we got?
the 25th. It said repeal of gas tax hike is favored by the majority of Californians.
Well, that's
Would you
good.
believe that? Yes, I
What are-
would.
What are these? The 14-year-olds that don't
Well,
drive?
they-
and
they
what
wanna
have you? Just
repeal
like the
this-
guns, you know?
They want to repeal this gas tax and also the license tax.
Okay.
They feel that, I mean, we don't need it. We've already been taxed enough, and it's not doing any good. And the governor keeps coming out and says he's deathly afraid that this has got to be repealed, and he's begun campaigning to preserve the gas tax.
Oh.
And it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's going to be repealed, period.
Yeah, it has to
And-
be. I think it's a ridiculous.
Billions
law.
of dollars going into the pockets of. It's not going to repair the roads and the bridges like it should, and we've got enough money
Our
now.
schools,
and then,
our, you know,
what was it?
people that need this stuff.
2 weeks ago, he discovered $9 billion
Yeah.
in tax revenues. That look at here,
Look
look
here,
what I
just a
found.
spare $9
$9 billion.
He's going to give what, 2.5 to the
What, he's going to give some to the
illegals?
homeless?
Yeah,
No.
homeless. Yeah,
The homeless, which is including some illegals.
Sure.
And he was going to do something else with the rest of it.
Yeah, if they're
But it
American
wasn't gonna be-
homeless, that's fine.
Yeah, but he should have. Hey, start repairing the roads with that.
Sure.
Just give it all to repairing the roads.
Yeah.
There,
Yeah, do it all to repairing
And
the
you
roads,
people out
give them
there
shelters. And
you people out there listening to us right now on those stupid roads.
Let's hear your ideas.
with the holes in them like that.
Yeah.
ruining your tires.
yeah,
I mean, you should be mad as hell.
you should.
And
Every
you should
time
call
you run
it.
into one and ruin a tire.
Call us
Call
right
us.
now,
Yeah.
at 1-909-792-5222.
Or 1-888-909-1050.
That's
Call
right.
us and vent. Tell us something. Tell us what your ideas are.
Come on, give us a call. Don't be cowards.
Well, yeah, what about cowards? You know, I just keep getting revolted when I read in my Twitter or read in my stuff about this coward in Florida and these kids, mixed up kids, thinking gun control or gun-free zones are anyway effective at stopping some idiot from shooting them. When you got a guy on the scene with a gun who's sitting there and holding something else in his hand, and instead of going out there with the gun, even if
Got
he
a
just,
cup of coffee and
yeah, even if he's just firing randomly because he's afraid, at least he's making noise trying to distract
yeah,
this man.
we heard he was a coward.
Yeah, we had one hero who ran. The only thing he had was his body, but he thought he could change it. He thought he could talk and stop this guy, and you know that's incredible heroic. Well, you don't hear anything about him, and this guy's getting almost $9,000 a year, or $9,000 a month pension, more than he made when he worked. And he was inept at his work, 32 years, and you stand there with the gun still in his
Yeah,
holster.
and then he come up find out that his kid, he had got his kid off of bullying about
his-
a couple of months before.
The police chief.
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Israel's kid off. He was
yeah.
instrumental in getting that kid off a bullying charge. Sorry, I didn't want to disrupt you.
We got a caller,
I
too.
guess I could home.
We got a caller.
All right, good.
Somebody's mad as hell out there.
Okay, let's
well,
hear.
Yeah,
We're here.
welcome to I'm Mad as Hell. Who am I
How
talking?
you doing?
Yeah, pretty good.
My name is Mark Rankin, but the only issues I'm calling about is, don't you guys notice it's kind of weird all of a sudden there's a bunch of homeless stabbing right after another all of a sudden? We never used to hear about it, but now
Yeah,
they're
the
happening rapidly.
Well, yeah. Well, I heard about the Ventura stabbing where that guy, the homeless guy, went into the restaurant and cut that guy's.
outside the gift shop, and
Yeah, and he was holding his daughter at the time. I
and,
mean,
workers. Like I must have heard about 4 continuous, one in less than 2 months.
yeah, and even
Yeah.
the Fairfax district the other day, there was a stabbing, and those people
Yeah,
are
yeah.
lined up in Fairfax district there in
tourists,
L.A.
Yeah, from the gift shop. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He was on a wheelchair. All of a sudden, he stabbed the guy that works, and then all of a sudden, his legs worked, and he ran away.
So no amount of gun control are going to stop these people
No.
from killing. It's
Now they're going to do knife
It
control.
happens in a home. It happens in the home. That's what stops
no, it's
this.
mental illness.
And
Period.
that's right. Mental illness beyond that. Exactly.
You got 45% or better that are mentally ill out there that are homeless and should be locked up.
Sure.
And are not.
I'm just guessing that maybe they try to scare people away from homeless people and put them as, charge them up and put them in a psych hospital. They just want to maybe
Well,
build
they don't
a psych
have-
hospital and make more money off it.
But they won't do it.
Yeah, that was
That's why
overturned in
they're
the
pushing
60s
for
or
those
70s.
stabbings, I guess. They
60s.
want to put them as like a dangerous, like they made terrorist groups. Now they're making homeless groups with knives.
No, I've talked to police officers, and I said, "What are you doing about the homeless?" He said, "Well, people call up about them all the time, but as long as they're not a danger to themselves or others, we can't do anything."
Well, it's
They
not that.
just
It's
being
that-
there, and if they defecate on somebody's lawn, then we can write them a citation. But like they were in Ventura, the Ventura City Council said they had to have 22 citations before they'd make an arrest, and that
my
means
goodness.
22
The only
citations.
thing I noticed, I called from my work, we called the cops before, and what we noticed is the rookies, they're not willing to put a homeless, smelly guy in back of his police car patrol because they don't want to wash it after that.
That's right. Plus, they got to do a lot of paperwork, which they don't want to do.
They always let them go.
Yeah. It's,
So that's why it's like they feel like they could do whatever they want, and they're just going to get not even a slap on the hand.
well, it's not only that. The people who commit minor crimes, what they consider minor crimes,
Yeah.
are given citations and they let them go because there's not enough room in our prisons, our jails to house them.
Well, that's because they're going to end up spending more money on the medical and treatments. And
Well, I don't have an
Washington.
answer, but
Yeah, I
it's-
don't have the answer either, but
we can stay
Yeah.
as mad as hell as we want, and
Well, that's the thing. It's just all of a sudden the
and you've seen an
stabbing thing
influx of it,
increased.
huh? You've seen a lot more lately. Is that what you're trying
Yeah,
to say?
that's why all of a sudden,
All of a sudden, huh?
And right when they're about to find a solution for homeless people, all of a sudden now there's a bunch of stabbing.
where do you work?
Hmm?
What city do you work in?
Oh, right in Redland,
Oh yeah,
nearby, yes.
yeah. I see that a lot of them are coming in from San Bernardino.
Exactly.
They chased
yes.
them out of San Bernardino, and now they're landing up
They're
here.
pushing
And,
them, yeah,
Yep.
exactly.
and as long
From
as
LA. They're pushing them from LA.
From
well,
LA.
yeah, and as long as the churches and all these goody two shoes are out there feeding them and giving them clothes and
Yeah.
something to eat and doing all this, they're not going to go away, and they're not going to find a job.
Right.
Why should I find work when I get food for free?
It
Clothes
seems
for
like they
free?
would socialize them. They would take and try to help them out, get jobs, and
They won't take them in their home. Are
no,
you
I
kidding?
know they won't take them in their home. Of course not. And that's the problem. That's exactly the problem. Somebody else will do it. Somebody else will handle it.
Well, I don't have a solution, but I,
I don't
appreciate
either.
your call because
Yeah,
we
I-
know
Well,
it's there.
thank you for
Yeah, I
listening.
do. I appreciate your call. Thanks.
Thank you for listening. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Yep.
Anyway, we were talking about cowards and then how cowardice seems to bleed over because Florida is having all these kids think that somehow by controlling
Guns.
the number of guns,
Yeah.
and they're not going to control even one gun from somebody that's an idiot and wants to kill people. They're not going to control any gun.
Well, like you said,
that
they're
they
going to
might
use
get.
a knife. They're going to use
Yeah,
whatever,
they'll use some other means. But that in Texas, my point is, in Texas they had a shooting just like this. Not one kid has come forward asking for gun control. They want to know why don't they take away these
they-
gun-free zones?
They did talk to a few of them, and they said, "No, I'm not against guns."
Yeah, that's
and that's
right.
why they're not publicizing.
That's why they're not
the fact.
publicized. That's why the media leaves them alone. But you know what? That's a way you're brought up. How is Florida brought up? They must be being brought up where guns are bad. You know,
Here again.
And guns are only bad if a person is bad.
It boils down to politicians.
Sure.
Politics, period. Plain and simple. That's all it is.
Yeah, politics. And
And here again, we've got a vote coming up for. There's 27 people running for governor.
wouldn't it surprise
20
all these people if you voted for somebody else?
Well, yeah, but that's not going to happen.
No, I know.
But this Kevin Newsom is probably. They said has got the most votes right now, and he's just a rubber stamp of Jerry Brown.
Yeah.
If you vote for Kevin Newsom, you're going to
You're
get
voting for
Jerry
Jerry
Brown and all of his
And we've had
politics.
We've had him and his dad since the 50s.
Yeah, but
His
Newsom
dad wasn't too
and
bad.
Newsom comes out and says, "Oh, I defeated the NRA." He didn't defeat the NRA.
He
here in
defeated the
California.
NRA, huh?
No, he didn't.
One of our friends.
No, and
yeah, I
he-
defeated my friend, you know.
He's the one responsible for a background check
Yeah,
to buy ammunition in this
ammunition,
state.
right.
And all these other rules and
They're going to
regulations
repeal
that are
that. I
supposed
think
to...
our gun guy said they were going to repeal that.
Well, I hope
He
so.
thought because it's going to create such a black market. And what do black markets create? Just
It
like-
has created a black market
It already has. Oh,
yeah.
my goodness.
Yeah.
I'm
But
way
you know,
behind.
and then John Cox is the Republican running against him. He's probably number 2, and then Villagrosa, the former mayor,
Yeah.
is number 3.
Weren't you
but they
involved
said
with one of these
Allen-
candidates, or was that that was local here for mayor, right?
That was for Congress.
Congress, okay.
Yeah, but he's gone. He moved to Texas.
He moved to
he
Texas,
said,
right?
"Heck with
He was a
California."
nice guy. I know who you're talking about. He was a nice guy.
Yeah, he
Wonderful
moved
man.
to Texas. But anyway, I advise people to not vote for Kevin Newsom because it's a rubber stamp of what you got. Allen probably is the best bet, but I
Yeah.
doubt if he has a chance.
Yeah, well,
Allen would be my choice. John Cox is number 2 here again. There'll be a runoff, but they said Kevin Newsom wants John Cox in there because he knows he can beat him.
yeah.
Whereas if he got
Somebody
Villarosa, the
might
two
not.
Democrats running,
That might be something different, yeah. But
he
people,
might
listen to Mr. Brock here now.
he could
because
lose.
He's got a lot of experience
So,
here.
anyway,
and he's telling you who the candidates are because he studies them.
and
he
yeah, but
knows.
I don't have that much power.
Yeah, you don't have power, but you're using your power. You're telling them right now, and I'm just telling them that you are usually right on. You usually pick the right one.
Yeah.
But of course, they're not getting elected because
Well, there's so much corruption,
that's
and
right,
our,
because of the corruption.
even even local government too.
yeah.
You know, that's
and the
not-
promises, and the money.
You can see all these guys getting busted for contracts. I just read in the newspaper today, somebody in L.A. was busted for contracts that they made with the school district. I think they made quite a few thousands of dollars because of a contract that they awarded somebody because of a payoff.
Payoff
But
or a
there's
kickback,
under the table deals for
Sure.
everybody in city government. City councilmen are getting
Yeah, everybody.
greased, with the free trips and things like that. And even years ago when I worked for Seagram's Distillers, they'd give us free trips, or Seagram's would give free trips to large pouring accounts if you use a lot of whiskey.
Yeah.
They'd give them free trips back to the distillery.
Oh, okay.
Say, hey, you.
So there would be their
There's X
spiff,
number
huh?
of cases. How would you and your wife like to go back to
So
our one of our distillers back east?
there you
and
go.
Visit there. All expenses paid.
All expenses paid, right?
So there's one way of greasing. There's more than one way of greasing the palms.
Yeah,
of
well, we
people.
watched a local doctor and a hospital go downhill because everybody was paying off the villain in this case, and the villain in this case looks like the good guy.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
said, the bad guy with the gun can be stopped by a good guy with the gun almost every time. There's a reason
And
for
you
that.
know that in Arizona, don't you?
I sure do. And there's a reason for that. The bad guy with the gun, he goes and buys on some gun clandestinely. He can't get a lot of ammunition, so maybe he fires it once, 4 or 5 rounds. And that's it. The good guy, he practices. He takes and buys a couple boxes and goes and he perfects his
Skills, yeah.
gun shooting skill. And guess what? If you can shoot a gun and you can shoot it well, that's gun control. And if you're a good guy, you'll stop the bad guy almost every time.
And they do in Arizona.
And they do in Texas.
Yeah.
And we're starting to see reports about this. One of the ladies that I liked, reporter Ann Coulter, she wrote an article this week on the proclivity of guns saving lives.
Yeah,
And people are for years have been being saved by somebody having a gun and using it to protect. And
Yeah, we should.
it's a great article if somebody wants to read it.
Hey, Joe, we should lock our door from now on. Make sure that
Make
nobody
sure it's
comes in
locked
with a
so
gun.
nobody comes in to stab us.
With all of our inflammatory remarks,
Yeah.
we're liable to get somebody to come in.
Well,
there.
we could, yeah. Some people
That says,
they're
"Hey, I
just
don't like
nuts.
what you
They
said."
don't know how to call and respond. I don't care if they yell at me. I don't
No.
care what they say.
Yeah, well, we got a break for a commercial,
Okay,
so we'll be
do
right
that.
back in just a minute.
we'll be back, guys.
We're not gonna take it. Hell, we ain't gonna take it. Oh, we're not gonna take it anymore.
Dang it, I'm mad as hell.
At what?
These gall darn solar companies keep calling me night and day, night and day.
Have you talked to any of them?
Yeah, I had 4 of them over, and, each one of them give me a different quote. How am I supposed to know which one is the best?
Sounds like you talked to the wrong solar company.
Well, how do I know which is the right solar company?
Well, evidently you haven't talked to Solar Energy Solutions.
Solar Energy? No, I ain't heard of them. How are they any different?
First, they do a complete energy analysis along with you and help you understand leasing versus owning, so you get the best return on your investment.
Oh, yeah? Well, that leasing and owning part was a little confusing. And, I was about ready to get out my shotgun.
Don't worry, these guys are straight shooters and will do you right. Give Solar Energy Solutions a call at 909-570-1197.
Okay, let me see. I got that right. I'm a little slow here. 909-570-1197.
Got that right.
Okay, I'll do her.
Thanks for waiting. Lloyd and Greg are back.
Yeah, for all you folks out there listening to these commercials, Solar Energy Solutions, #1, they've got the best program, I believe, and Seth Bruins is just a wonderful individual. Like some call him Solar Bear.
Yeah.
That's one of his names. His number is 909-553-0517, or you can reach him by email at Seth, that's S-E-T-H, at solarenergysolutions.us. And this guy here, he's
If you want a quote, he'll give you the best deal.
he'll give you the best quote. He'll give you some cash to
beat anybody's deal.
And he'll beat anybody's deal. And like I said, he's going out to Blythe, California, which is out there in necessary areas.
No
because-
money down, and he'll give you a $500 bonus if you sign up with him.
Wow, at sign up, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, this is a guy to everybody's going to be calling you, so now change the deal on him and call this guy.
Okay.
You call them this time.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, I'm mad as hell. We got rid of this character 8 years. Remember who he was?
Oh.
Huh?
Which one? Oh, you mean
Yeah, that one.
Slobama?
Yeah, and his beautiful,
No, not she was his
so
wife.
beautiful created bride,
Oh, yeah.
Bridezilla, and they had some shows after.
Yeah, I
her.
think so.
Yeah, anyway, and she thinks she's the best of all the first ladies. Wow.
Forever remembered, she said.
Yeah. I mean,
Forever remembered First Lady.
I could never think of that as a dream. Every time it would be a nightmare. Anyway, they're going to do Netflix. Obama made a deal with Netflix to
Documentaries and
yeah,
stuff. I don't know.
documentaries and stuff
what is it gonna be?
against who? The conservatives. This is a conservative boycott.
But after they signed the deal, Netflix is thinking twice about that.
Yeah, you know how quick it was that I turned Netflix out? They're gone. You know
Yeah.
what I did? I put PureFlix, or the real Christian one. That's what I put on instead. Netflix, I was watching every day. Guess what?
I'm canceling
Your
mine,
history.
too.
I already canceled it. It's done.
It's done. You're done, Netflix. Not for doing that. I mean, yeah. For
Yeah, they're
that.
doing that strictly. Netflix is okay.
And
They're-
now I read the other day that they said that probably wasn't the smartest move.
they're probably going to find that
kind of
out.
like
but
the NFL, you know, and then
the
they
NFL
found out, it said, hey, let these guys take a knee.
Yeah.
And now They changed that, and now the new rules are you cannot take a knee. The NFL says, no. You've got to come out and you stand for the anthem. And if you don't, you stay in the back room.
There
and
you
you
go.
don't come out.
At all.
That's it.
That's great.
And
I
if
mean,
you
that's
do come
wonderful.
out and take a knee, then you're going to fine you.
Yeah.
They didn't say how much, but I'll bet it's
a decent fine. in order to make-
$10,000 or so. And
Yeah,
that,
it's stopped
should
it.
hurt.
I haven't seen anybody take a knee. Of course,
No.
I haven't watched football since then either.
and I mean, that's the right thing to do, but they
Of course
lost,
it is.
what was it, 4%?
Yeah, was that all they lost? 4%.
Well,
yeah,
4% of
is
the,
a lot.
of the viewer,
because
that's
people love their
millions and
football.
millions of dollars.
Yeah, and they love their football, so any
Well,
loss is
yeah,
a pretty
and it's
substantial.
it shouldn't be a forum for what you consider to be. This one guy said, hey, it's the way they treat black and brown people, the police,
Yeah.
and that's why we're taking a knee. Well, that's not a forum for this.
No.
You're famous enough and you're getting millions of dollars. You can go out there and get an audience
And
anywhere
you'll be
you
the
want.
first one calling on the police if there's a little disturbance. I'll guarantee you, you'll call them first. And you won't care if they're black or white, green or blue or whatever.
Yeah, well, we'll see how this plays out.
Yeah, I think it'll play out well. I think it's
Well,
a
we'll
good
see.
deal.
Anyway, I'm mad as hell about this USC thing.
Yeah?
You know, the doctor, that gynecologist.
Yeah.
People reported him as far back as 1991 that he
Right.
was inappropriate with women during their examinations.
What was he,
And
touching them or doing worse, or what was the deal? What
No,
was he
he's
doing?
assaulting women. I mean,
Yeah.
you don't examine women the way he was.
Okay.
And he was
Oh, boy.
making comments, rude
Final-
and otherwise. and
Final
one-
exams and
wanted to know about their sexual history and things like
Oh, my
this,
goodness,
and
just-
they turned him in to
Since
the
91, though,
administration.
that's a long time, man. That's
So now the chancellor, I guess, or the head guy is resigning now
Okay.
because of this, and he should.
And he was
But
a
I mean,
gynecologist,
and all these women are coming forward now and are suing USC for millions of dollars, and they'll collect. I'm
and
sure they will,
Sure they will.
because they knew about it all along. But you can't continue with these cover-ups.
Yeah, well, you know,
Forever.
I have a friend in Ohio. She had a doctor who was in a clinic, and he was doing all this, and it ended up shutting the whole clinic down. I guess there were some honest people in there, but he was improperly.
Well, it not only happens at USC. I'm sure there's other colleges. The
Sure.
same thing is happening, and a lot of these women, like this one woman said, I didn't know any better. She said, I was a virgin. I didn't know.
Oh, yeah.
I'd never been to a gynecologist before in my
She
life.
didn't know this was
So I
improper.
assumed this is the way it was done.
Wow. Yeah, that's
And
incredible.
it wasn't.
Yeah, you know, we've always had these freaky, kinky, weird people. And an anesthetist down in Vista, California, he was peeing in the equipment, the delivery equipment for anesthesia. They caught him peeing in a tube there. They arrested him and prosecuted him.
What did he want from that?
I don't know. I don't know what his deal was, but I guess he had to urinate, and there wasn't any convenient place to go.
He did it on a regular basis?
On a regular basis, yeah.
Oh, my,
Right there in the operating room, you know.
oh, my God.
Yeah, this is not made up news. We don't make up news here. This is real
No, that's-
stuff, guys, and we're trying
Not
to
big.
make it real stuff every time,
Yeah.
every presentation. This is
Hey,
real. This happened.
Yeah. Well, as California goes, so goes Dianne Feinstein.
Yeah. What
Yeah,
you gonna
she's
do?
changing her tune again. She said,
Oh yeah.
she keeps changing whatever the weather is. and
Yes,
says,
I know.
Hey, she's 84 and she still wants to be running for Congress.
Still gonna
And
run.
yeah, she's still running.
She's not gonna.
And
quit.
well, Democrats don't want her to run, but they said she's got a lot of power.
Yeah.
She brings in a lot of money every time she has a benefit, and so who knows? I didn't vote for her,
No.
and I think even you Democrats shouldn't vote for her.
Yeah. Somebody.
mean,
that's how you change it. Don't vote for her, guys. Vote for the other one.
Yep, she's approaching 90, and she's getting a little senile, I think.
Yeah. You think?
thing.
Well, you're getting up there, and you're not senile. I still trust
Oh, now
you to
knock
run
it
this
off.
country.
Where's my gun?
Yeah, well, I know where your gun is, and we don't want to talk about that, 'cause that'll make you mad as
I'll
hell.
shoot you.
I'm not going to talk
My
about that,
goodness.
even though it's true news. We're not going to talk about Lloyd's
Oh,
gun.
yeah, my age.
Yeah, we're not going to talk about your age. Can we
Well.
talk about your blonde hair?
No. Yeah, sure.
Your
My daughter,
swell figure?
got after me one time for looking at a very good-looking girl that had on a skimpy dress,
Really?
and she said, "You're a dirty old man." I said, "Wait a minute. I had these same thoughts when I was 19. The brain never changes.
It never changes, does it?
I'm always there.
I quit looking now because I,
I always
got
admire-
tired of having a black.
I always
circles around
admire
my
a
eyes.
good-looking figure."
Yeah.
So, anyway, we're about coming to the end of our show.
Yeah, it's coming down, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, everybody! At Memorial Day, we've left that out a little bit, and we shouldn't. Our veterans should get the best respect. When you see one, tell them thank you.
Yeah, my fellow veterans, you can thank me.
Yeah, I'm not a veteran, but my son is, and he's a wonderful one, and you know, he takes good care of everybody out there, and I'm sure the other veterans are the same. So.
Yeah, we want to thank
So we
everybody.
want to thank all of them. A lot of them can't be thanked because they're dead, but you know what? Their families can, and their memory can be brought up, and this is the time to do it.
Yep.
But, you know, not just this Memorial Day, which is fine, but every day, you know, you should think about a veteran or something because
Yep.
they keep us keep us going, not Jerry Brown and some of these other guys. They would bury us. Obama, they would bury us if they could.
Yep. I agree. What the hell can I say?
Well, you seem not so mad, you know. We're mad as hell. Remember that.
Yeah, remember this story?
Which one?
This woman who paid $7,000 for several cases of toilet paper.
Oh, yeah.
She's-
Tell them that story.
Yeah, she
that's
ordered
incredible.
it from Amazon,
Uh-huh.
and Amazon sent her a bill for $7,455 for 3 cartons of toilet paper.
Whew.
And she didn't realize it until she said she checked the billing, and she said, wait a minute, what is this? Well, it was another company, because Amazon bills for other companies.
I was
They-
thinking maybe the government, you know.
And then they said, we had nothing to do with it. You're going to have to contact this company. It took her a long time, but she finally got a refund.
Yeah?
But that's a little bit extreme. $7,455 for toilet paper. That's got to be golden.
Yeah. It has to be. He's not armed, Joe. He's good.
Yeah, well,
He's with us.
people make mistakes. But I do, it's time for another show when I'm mad as hell about
Yeah.
Amazon. A couple of times it's screwed up, and these private companies, I ordered some stuff and I never got it.
Yeah, they really messed you up,
I
though.
never-
They should have been really taken to task for their
No,
mess
but
up on that one
I took a
program.
loss on one thing
that was a...
it was only $4 and some odd cents, and I said, I'm not going to fight it. I never received it, period. And I complained to them and never
Nothing
got
happened.
any results back.
Right.
So I guess the minor things, if it were $7,000, I would have.
Well, you had a
Definitely
program that
complained.
could have cost you a lot of money. I guess.
Oh,
you
I saw
nipped
that. Yeah, but that.
I started buying from Amazon because of that.
Yeah, but that was. They said it wasn't their fault. They didn't even sanction it.
Oh boy. So it was
So
an
I got.
unsanctioned deal.
Yeah, I took the loss on
Yeah, I
that.
got that with the phone company. They did the same
As a
thing.
distributor, you got to be very careful about
Yes.
that, you know. And then they said this was a marketing company that said, "We'll help you market your Amazon connection."
Oh yeah, they
Well,
did, didn't they?
yeah, they did.
Yeah, they did. But
Took the money and they
illegally,
never
you know?
gave it back. And I reported them. They were in Arizona, by the
Yeah,
way.
that's what you said. They were in Arizona. Well, that's a good place to move. You know, you're crooked
And they
in
couldn't-
California, you go to Arizona, right?
The attorney general in Arizona couldn't find them.
Yeah.
So, you know, they couldn't locate the people.
Yeah, we got our own gift in Arizona. He's not going to be with us too much longer, but we've sure got our gift in Arizona. You know, prisoner of war. We're talking about the veterans.
Oh,
We
yeah,
got
yeah, yeah.
This guy
Yeah,
here
yeah.
who a poser, I guess is what you call him, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe he'll do something wonderful as his last little thing.
Yeah.
He hadn't shown it so far.
Okay, well,
But
Anyway, until next week, hopefully I'll have a new guest on.
Yeah, let's get us a guest for next week. Anybody want to come on, call the station, call us if you know our numbers, and
if you got a real big gripe and you think that you want a voice to,
you would like to talk about it. I don't care what it is. It could be opposing view of ours, and
tell our audience.
Yeah, tell our audience and let them know.
Yeah, they can be substantial.
We're here for everybody, not just for us to blab our mouths. Although I enjoy telling you the truth.
Anyway, enjoy your Memorial Day.
Yeah, enjoy your Memorial Day and eat something healthy or not even healthy. Good. Thank you, guys.
KCAA Loma Linda, 1050 AM, 106.5 FM, and now 102.3 FM.
Welcome to My Awesome Empire. This week, we're talking about kids and families and sports in the Inland Empire. Every year, the greatest young baseball and softball players in the western United States converge in Devore to fight through eliminations and determine the greatest team the West has to offer. Many of these kids have gone on to become national baseball heroes, but we found that some of the greatest heroes are adults working behind the scenes. We meet one very special member of Western Little League Championship operations later in our show. Kids love animals, and 8-year-old Jason is no different. He explains what's so cool about dogs. But first we meet Don Bartleson and Louis Soltero, the former and current owners of the Ontario Ice Skating Arena and Skating School. For almost 60 years, this community landmark has trained world-renowned hockey players and figure skaters. They've developed technologies that have advanced skating. But the part they're most proud of is teaching tens of thousands of kids the joy of gliding on two blades. So Cal State San Bernardino communications student Amy Alvarez took a road trip to Ontario and asked Louis what brought him to this extraordinary ice rink.
Well, as kids, we played hockey, and I say we because it's my brother and myself. My brother came looking for an ice rink to play at, stumbled into Ontario Ice Skating Center many, many years ago. After playing for a few years, Mr. Don Bartleson hired him as a help around. The story comes where, after my brother had worked here for several years, he got rear-ended had in a car accident where he couldn't work. I was called in to come and help as temporary help until he got well to come back to work. That was the day we never left. We've been here 28 years. Brother still teaches. Myself, I got into more of the management part of it, and that's how we became to where we loved it. I think there's a magnetism in this facility where people come in and they sort of fall in love with it. The families that have been through here, endless numbers of families that have come through.
There are several families that have run this business, aren't there?
Yes. The original families were 3 individuals. Their names were Vandenberg, Comber, and Vandenberg. They actually built the facility. The facility was originally built on 5 acres. They ran it for a good number of years. They sold it to Dr. George Wilson, who is a physician in the Inland Empire. I bought it from Dr. Wilson. Louis bought it from me.
For those who have never been here, could you describe it?
It is a family atmosphere, a place where invitingly you'll come in and immediately will want to skate. We all skate. Everyone that works here, everyone that hangs around here, we're all skaters. So with that in mind, we're always look for that other person to share the love for skating.
When was this facility built?
1957, opened in the fall of 1957. It is the second oldest operating ice rink in Southern California.
Over the past 59 years, a lot of skating rinks have come and gone. Why has this ice skating center thrived?
The passion that has been put into this building from the get-go still exists. It's the passion of keeping it going. It's the smiles and the children that come and go. The, again, magnetism towards the ice, the ability to glide effortless through the surface. It just gives you that fuzzy feeling that you can't let go.
Louis, you've mentioned that everybody here skates. So what does skating do for you and for you, Don, that nothing else compares to?
Skating gives us a sense of freedom. It is a sense of self-being. As soon as you put a pair of skates on and you go out there, you start gliding through the surface. It's just you. It's just you being free. It's a free spirit, a form of wanting to be more than you are.
It is the ability to be able to glide without friction. It's like flying. You fly through the air. Skating, you glide across the ice.
Don, Louis, I understand there's a story going all the way back to when Louis was a young man skating, and he tried to get a job here. Tell us about that.
Back long time ago, when we were kids, we lived in Guadalajara, Mexico, where a few blocks from us was a Hyatt Regency being built. The first ice rink in the city of Guadalajara was being built. We were, I'm assuming, 7 and 8. Well, our parents could find us at the construction site. Mind you, that would be impossible today. Helping to build this facility because we felt there was this excitement come on to life. 2 years after, we began to play hockey. I remember the days we used to get dressed in hockey gear and walk over to the facility where the rink was. This is how it all started.
Don, take it from there.
Okay, so Fernando comes and asks for a job, and I said, no way. But a few days later, I make some contacts and find out that, yes, there is an ice rink in Guadalajara at the Hyatt Regency Hotel. Fernando comes back, and I hire him. And it was an instant, fabulous relationship. And he had an incident, and he was afraid he was going to lose his job. He asked his brother to fill in. Well, the rest of it is history.
If you just joined us, you are listening to My Awesome Empire. I'm Amy Alvarez, and we're speaking with Luis Fortero and Don Bartleson of the historic Ontario Ice Skating Center, where for 59 years, kids and adults have been learning to ice skate. Many have gone on to pro hockey and pro skating careers. Tell us about the types of instruction that folks can get here.
We are the type of facility that you can walk in and begin to enjoy skating. We do skating lessons for everyone in the family, from the little 2-year-old on to the oldest in your family. We are a friendly environment type of family run place where even my wife is out there as an instructor. We welcome everybody with arms wide open to where you don't feel any intimidation, any difficulty. Just go on and glide onto the ice surface.
How many folks come in here for training?
Over 37,000 a year.
That is impressive. You host a lot of fun activities here, don't you?
Yes, we do. We have multiple programs, gaining from Broombo, where you can play ice hockey on your tennis shoes, birthday parties, freestyle sessions for those who need a little more, hockey games, pickup hockey, where if you played as a child or as a young adult, you can come in and play it again. So everyone is really welcome to have the type of fun that they're looking for.
Tell us about some of the great skaters and hockey players that this center has produced.
Absolutely. Torrey DiRoberto. He, a kid that would not get off the ice. This kid, you would come out here, it's time for him to leave. 10 calls later, he comes off the ice. Torrey DiRoberto happened to make the Anaheim Mighty Ducks in that time. He played for the Ducks for 2 seasons. Another great kid, Noah Clark, who played for the Los Angeles Kings. First Southern California that played for the Kings. Played for 2 seasons. who moved on to play for the New Jersey Devils. Another kid that I personally coach, Kyle Bigos, who was picked by the Edmonton Oilers as a 16th round pick, who now plays in Europe, played also for the famous Ontario Reign for several seasons.
One of the world's greatest figure skaters from Fontana was Robert Wagenhofer, an amazing, talented young man who started training in this building. And one of the greatest thrills ever in coaching and operating the ice rink, we had a young lady graduate summa cum laude from Stanford.
What's the hardest part of running a unique business like this?
To deal with the ever-changing culture and environment that we have to deal with in society today. And we are a family-based operation, and that is always in the forethought of our programming, developing, and how we operate the business.
Don, so what you're saying, this isn't just a business about kids skating. It's a business that wraps around the family.
Absolutely.
What part of running the Ontario Ice Skating Center brings you and your family the most joy? Lewis.
The everyday struggles disappear the moment you see those smiles in the kids' faces. The family comes together when your child has just had the greatest time ever. And that repeats every time they skate. The saddest time is when they leave, because then some kids will cry. But it is an endless payoff to see that family become happy.
And for you, Don?
I have to say that it is the first time that a toddler steps on the ice and immediately smiles. It says it's all. They like the cold. They enjoy the experience that they are having. That's what brings me the most joy.
Don Bartleson and Louis Soltero of the Ontario Ice Skating Arena. You're listening to My Awesome Empire. Up next, we visit the Western Region Little League Stadium to meet a doctor who has made it his practice to keep every one of the thousands of kids and parents who visit that stadium safe. Stay with us.
Would you like to open up your home and share the American culture with an international student? The College of Extended Learning at Cal State San Bernardino is seeking local Inland Empire families to host students for programs ranging from 1 week to 5 months. Welcoming an international visitor into your home is an exciting and rewarding experience. By hosting an international student, you allow them to learn about our country, not only in the classroom, but also through the everyday American traditions at your home. This opportunity provides invaluable education to both host families and students, while creating memories and friendships that will last a lifetime. Homestay families are asked to include students into their normal family activities. If this sounds like something you may be interested in, please apply online at cel.csusb.edu/IEP and click on the Host Families link, or call 909-537-5980. That's 909-537-5980. Help make a difference in an international student's life today.
Welcome back to My Awesome Empire. Every year in July and August, hundreds of the greatest young baseball and softball players in the western U.S. Hundreds of family members, thousands of fans, reporters, TV cameras, and vendors arrive in Devore to see the most talented and promising kids in both sports, to watch the eliminations that determine the teams that are going to the Little League and Softball World Series. But while so many come for fun, it can turn for the worse. Grandmothers from Alaska watching their little one may not fare so well in 110-degree Southern California weather. And then there are the usual bumps and bangs that come with sliding into home plate to win the game. Dr. Ken Lane saw a need years ago, and ever since has brought his medical know-how and his friends from the medical community to the field, free of charge, along with water bottles, root beer floats, bandages, and lots of hugs. So our correspondent, Amy Alvarez, sat down with Dr. Lane and asked him to describe the Western Region Little League Championships.
Well, Little League International has been around for over 75 years. We celebrated, or actually, I guess now it's 77 years. We celebrated our 75th anniversary of Little League International in 2014. Actually, we had the president of Little League International come and throw out our first pitch, the first pitch of all the regional tournaments in that year. In the United States, Little League is in over 7,000 communities in over 80 countries. Their age ranges from 8 to 18. In baseball, we have 5 age groups, and in softball we have 4 age groups. Locally, this Little League tournament brings over $3 million into the community.
So you can literally see kids that are playing there during the finals who might be headed to the World Series, right?
We've had actually, out of this tournament, we've had 5 world champions, we've had 15 national champions, and every one of those teams are playing on ABC Sports.
So how did you become involved with this program?
Well, from the time I was a resident, I was involved in sports medicine. I was a wrestler at UCLA in the 70s, and so I always had a thought of being involved in sports medicine. And this Dr. Ralph Mallinger, who was a family physician at St. Bernardine's, came up to me in my office one day and said, "Ken, I know you're involved in sports medicine. I've been the medical coordinator at the Little League tournament since 1972. I'd love to turn it over to you." So I've been doing it since 1991.
So what kind of injuries do these kids get on the field?
Well, mostly we see abrasions, contusions when they run into each other or slide into bases. Every once in a while we'll see a concussion. Most of those are actually from 2 kids hitting each other, not from the ball hitting their head. Mm-hmm. We see colds and flus. We had an influenza epidemic across the country one year, and so we were working with the CDC as best to isolate the athletes that looked like they had influenza. Last year, and we'll talk about this later, we had some heat-related illnesses. We see bee stings, allergies. We see everything. The only thing I haven't done is I haven't delivered a baby.
That's a good thing.
Well, we have 10,000 spectators in the finals. A lot of them are elderly, and when we talk about some of the medical issues that we've had both in the stands and with the tournaments, you can see that you really need to have a broad experience in medicine to be a physician covering the Little League Western region.
Ken, when you first became involved with this facility, had you ever done this kind of medicine before?
Well, in my practice, I have sports injuries come all the time. I'm a family physician, and in my clinic, I was recognized as someone who did sports medicine, and so I'd see a lot of other people's sports injuries, including little kids. But this is different. These are highly trained athletes. They've been playing for almost 2 months in tournaments, so they already have overuse injuries like Little League elbows. They know how to hydrate and to refuel their bodies, so we don't have to worry about that. But it's more than that. You not only have to take care of the injuries on the field, you have to take care of the injuries in the stands amongst the spectators, the volunteers, the camera people when it's hot, the coaches, the umpires. And so it's a field of medicine that actually has only been defined recently called event medicine.
Tell us about your own medical practice.
Well, I'm a family physician. I was in private practice with a physician, Ron Bangasser, for 1 year, and then started working with Kaiser Permanente, and I've been with Kaiser Permanente for about 30 years. I was the president of the San Bernardino County Medical Society, as a trustee to the California Medical Association for Riverside, San Bernardino in my past, and I was the sports medical director at Valley College for 15 years with Mike Sola, the head trainer.
And what about your volunteer medical staff?
Thank you so much for asking me that question. I am so proud of my medical staff. Physicians from every medical group over my past 20, 30 years with Little League, physicians from every medical group, every hospital system have been volunteering in Little League Western Region. But there are a couple of standouts.
Do you want to tell us about the standouts?
Well, you know, Ron Bangasser was the medical director of Beaver Clinic, and even while he was president of the California Medical Association, he still was doing our tournaments. He did it for almost 30 years. I have a Dr. Lou Reddick, who's a well-respected orthopedic surgeon up in the high desert. He's been covering my semifinal games from 30 years. He's a member of the Nobel Prize-winning organization Doctors Without Borders, and every year he flies overseas in some remote area, some very dangerous areas, and practices orthopedic surgery. Kaiser Permanente Sports Medicine Fellowship Program with Dr. Aaron Rubens as the director is bringing sports medicine fellows to cover my day games. You can imagine how hard it is to cover day games during the week with doctors for about 15 years. And we've had a very special relationship with Loma Linda Children's Hospital and the new hospital administrator, Scott Perryman, and his executive director, Sherry North. We just had a meeting with, and we've reestablished that relationship, which is unique. And one other thing, which seems like a small thing, but it's huge if you're a physician doing event medicine and taking care of the entire facility, is that for 10 years, American Medical Response Ambulance Service, through Diane McCafferty, has been staging a paramedic unit on site. So if there's a cardiac arrest, which we've had before, and we've had to defibrillate, they're there to do it.
If you just joined us, you're listening to My Awesome Empire. I'm Amy Alvarez, and we're speaking with Ken Lane, the medical coordinator to the Western Region Little League in San Bernardino. Ken, you've probably seen amazing games. Is there one that is most memorable to you?
Well, I'll tell you, that's really funny because my first game is my most memorable. So in 1991, Ralph Mallinger says, come out and look at this and see if this is something you'd want to do. And so I'm watching my first evening game, and the pitcher whose father was the coach for Long Beach, they were the Southern California champions, was the first batter. And he walks up, and he's swinging his bat around, and he's cocking around. And I turn to Ralph, and I go, are you kidding? Is this what I'm going to have to put up with? And he walks up, first pitch, he hit the ball, it went over the grandstands, it went over the dorms, it was never seen again. And I go, this is going to be amazing. So that was actually my first game. A couple years ago, every time Hawaii comes in, they have such personality. They give away leis to all the volunteers, and they're very special. The kids are usually pretty short, as you can imagine, but they have so much energy, and they are so fast, and they are so well coached that to watch a Hawaii game is really something special. But 2 years ago, in a final, lights on, ESPN is covering the game. They have 6 cameras on the field. This pitcher in the middle of the game threw the ball, and all of a sudden, all of my volunteer staff, I had 2 physicians, a chiropractor, a trainer, Mike Sola, the trainer, all of our cell phones light up. And I picked mine up, and it was my wife. And I picked it up, and I said, honey, what's going on? I'm covering a game. She goes, aren't you going to run out there and take care of that pitcher's elbow? And I go, well, what do you mean? For the past 2 pitches, every time he throws it, he holds his arm. He's wincing in pain. What he was doing, he was hiding the elbow injury from the medical staff so he could continue to play. It was really so sweet. But of course, the cameras were picking it up because they had him on the outfield and on first base. And so we ran out there, and we did have to take him out. But it was a pretty unique experience.
Ken, has there been one kid or team that stands out to you in your memory?
Well, you know, to be honest with you, Southern California is always strong. I mean, I think they probably sent at least a third of our Western Regional champions to the Little League World Series. We have recently split into 2 regions, the West region and the Northeast region, because the teams from Alaska and Wyoming and Idaho never had a chance to beat the Southern California kids, you know. So now we send 2 champions to the Little League World Series, and that's always special.
When can folks actually see these exciting games here locally?
Well, you know, our softballers come out, they start January 22nd and play through the 29th. So if you want to come out and see some great softball games, you know, the softballers are probably the toughest athletes that I see all year, and I cover wrestling, and they have a cheer. There's no crying in softball. There's no crying in softball. And the girls are cheering constantly. It's really exciting to watch. The baseballers come out August 7th through 13th, and the semifinal games on that Friday and then Saturday on the 13th are amazing to watch. ESPN is out there. The signs are up. The cameras are in the crowd. It's really a fun night.
Did you play Little League as a kid?
I did. I was a catcher. My father was my coach, and I remember him loading the station wagon up with go around the neighborhood and pick up all the kids, and we'd go practice at the local high schools or elementary schools, and we were champions when I was 8 and champions when I was 12. But after that, when I went into high school, I went into wrestling.
Ken, why has Little League baseball become such a huge part of American culture?
Well, let me change that just a little bit. Why has Little League Baseball been such a huge part of Southern California and San Bernardino culture? It's because this tournament is here. It's extraordinary. If you come out, it will change your perspective on Little League, your perspective on children's sports. If you bring your child who's not athletic, it might inspire him to be an athlete.
Ken, why do you love it so much?
Well, first of all, the kids are great. And again, like I said, the softballers cheering through their entire games. Are you kidding me? It doesn't get better than that. The quality is as good as Major League Baseball. When they get injured, they tear up. I tell my doctors you have to dry the tears and quiet them down before you start evaluating their injuries. The volunteers, hundreds of volunteers all over the Western region have been friends for life. Then I get to watch these games. It's really extraordinary. I watch the game from the ground level. The kids have never aged in 30 years. The kids are still 11 and 12 years old. For me, I get to capture a piece of immortality.
Dr. Ken Lane of the Western Region Little League Association. You're listening to My Awesome Empire. Coming up, a Redlands 8-year-old explains what's so awesome about dogs. Stay with us.
Start college as a student. Start growing as a leader. Start your career as an officer. Start strong. When you register to take Army ROTC course electives, you'll be on the path to leadership. You'll also learn lessons that go beyond the classroom. And as an Army ROTC cadet, you may be eligible for full tuition scholarship and a monthly allowance of up to $500. When you graduate and complete Army ROTC, you will leave ready to lead as an officer in the U.S. Army, Army Reserve, or Army National Guard. To find out more, visit your Army ROTC representative. Contact Army ROTC San Bernardino at 909-537-5533 or visit armyrotc.csusb.edu for more information. There's Strong, and then there's Army Strong, paid for by the United States Army.
Welcome back to My Awesome Empire. Before we close out our program this week, we introduce you to 8-year-old Jason.
My name is Jason. I live in Redlands and I'm 7 years old. 8 years old. My favorite place is the dog park because the dogs are so cute and I have so much fun, and it's fun watching my dog play with other dogs. I love dogs, and I'll tell you why. Because they're so cute and you can pet them, and sometimes they wag their tail and jump around you and have so much fun with you.
Thanks, Jason. And thank you for joining us today for My Awesome Empire.